International. Okay, Ukraine to get Patriot system from Israel. Ukraine to get Patriot system from Israel. Ukraine received a US-made Patriot air defense system from Israel a month ago, with two more expected in coming months. President Vladimir Zelensky said yesterday the Israel Patriot system is operating in Ukraine. It has been operating for a month. We will receive two Patriot systems in the fall, Zelensky told journalists during a briefing. Zelensky said that Kiev provided Washington with a list of the weapons Ukraine wanted as part of a plan to purchase $90 billion worth of arms from Washington, which he first mentioned in August. When asked to comment on media reports on Ukraine's alleged request of US long-range Tomahawk missile, Zelensky said Kiev was ready for a separate agreement on specific types of weapons, including long-range weapons. Hello people, how are you? Uh, why are you here? Is there anyone hearing me? Hello, how are you? So, United Nations sanctions reinforced on Iran. Tehran recalls inquiries to UK, France, Germany as diplomacy fails to delay measures. Iran has recalled its inquiries to the United Kingdom, France, and Germany for consultation, according to the state media, after the three European countries triggered a mechanism reinstating the United Nations sanction on the Islamic Republic for the first time in a decade. Following the irresponsible action of the three European countries to reinstate repeal United Nations Security Council resolution, Iran's ambassador to Germany, France, and the United Kingdom have been summoned up to Tehran for consultation, state news agency Tasnim and others reported yesterday. The move came a day after Russia and China failed to delay the revival of the international sanction on Iran at the 15-member United Nations Security Council, as only 4 countries supported their draft solution, opening the door for sanctions to be reimposed. The A3 countries said the clock ticking a month ago for the snapback of the United Nations sanctions, accusing Iran of failing to come clean on its nuclear program, including through countermeasures it took in response to bombing by Israel and the United States during a 12-day joint conflict that Iranian authorities say killed more than 1,000 people. The sanction said to go into effect at 0000 GMT. Hi Savage, how are you? How are you, Savage? Thank you for joining with my live. So Washington Sunday will set up a global ban on cooperation with Iran on nuclear, military, banking and shipping industries. Iran's national currency, the rial, fell to new all-time lows yesterday. Hi Ronaldo, Ryan, thank you for joining with my live. Thank you. Hi Maria Ras. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining with me. This is Rayhan from Dhaka, Bangladesh. How are you people? Where are you from? It's a midnight in Dhaka, Bangladesh. What about you? What about in your country? The International Atomic Energy Agency on Friday said some inspection had resumed at Iranian site this week, but didn't say whether this included some bombed by the US and Israel, where nuclear material could be buried in Moscow. Maria Ras, it's nothing to join you. Okay. Thank you. This is Rayhan. I'm very fine. Thank you, Maria Ras. Could you please say where are you from? The International Atomic Energy Agency on Friday said some inspection had resumed an Iranian site this week, but didn't say whether this included site bombed by the US and Israel where nuclear material could be buried. In Moscow for the World Atomic Week for Iran's nuclear ship, Mohammad Islami once again blasted the United Nations nuclear watchdog for refusing condemn the airstrike on the Iranian nuclear site. Maria Ras, I am from Dhaka, Bangladesh. It's Bangladesh. Could you please say where are you from? My name is Rayhan. I am from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Where are you from, Maria Ras? Western power is sected at least to Iranian proposal to defer snapback over the past days. Maria, you are from Romania. Thank you, Maria, for joining with me. Okay, Romania is a nice country so far as I know, and it's a European country, definitely. Okay. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said there was no reason to risk a deal when, in his view, Israel and the US were seeking to use the pressure to topple the theocratic establishment. If the goal had been to resolve concern on the nuclear program, we could easily do that, Pezeshkian told reporters, as they insisted again that Iran will never pursue nuclear weapons. Thank you people for watching me. This is Rayhan from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Where are you from? Please mention in the chat box. So Israel trying to blow up Middle East. Israel tried to blow up Middle East. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov yesterday accused Israel of seeking to blow up the whole Middle East as he criticized Israel's attack in Iran and Qatar and opposed calls to annex the West Bank. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Thank you for liking the live. What do you do, Maria, now? Israel's illegal use of force against the Palestinian and aggressive actions against Iran, Qatar, Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq today threaten to blow up the entire Middle East. Lavrov said in a speech to the United General Assembly. Lavrov lashed out at calls by the hard-right allies of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to annex the West Bank as a way to kill prospects for an independent Palestinian state. There is no justification for plans to annex the West Bank. We are essentially dealing with the attempt at a kind of hope defeated aimed at burying United Nations decision on the recreation of a Palestinian state, Lavrov said. Okay, they have dragged us into politics. Nepal protest leaders say he will run in upcoming polls. They have dragged us into politics. Nepal protest leaders say he will run in upcoming polls. The leader of the Nepal's recent youth-led protest had toppled the government within days, has announced he will run in the country's March general election, saying his movement will fight till the end to build a people's government. In an exclusive interview with Tat Chandra Gatman, Sudan Gorang said his group is already mobilizing supporters nationwide to form a movement for change rather than a traditional political party. They have dragged They have dragged us into politics, he said. The former governor, selfish and corrupt politician, if it's politics they want, that's what they'll get. We'll be running for the next election because we are not going to back down now. Gaurang 36 rose to prominence as the face of grassroots uprising led largely by Nepal's Genji. Gaurang 36 rose to prominence as the face of grassroots uprising led largely by Nepal's Genji. The demonstration erupted after the government blocked social media platforms including Facebook, X, and YouTube, saying the companies had failed to register and submit the government oversight. But the protest soon spiraled into broader discontent fueled by anger over arrest, corruption, state violence, and impunity. Dozens of young demonstrators were killed and thousands were more injured. Gurung believes this movement is ready to govern with volunteers offering legal and communication communities and gathering policy demand from across the country through platforms such as Discord, which was used to mobilize during the protest, and Instagram. Hello, Miranda. Hello, Patricia, Miranda. How are you? This is Rayhan from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm good. Where are you from? Could you please mention here? Please let me know where are you from? What is your name? exclusive interview with Satya Santa government and Goran said his group is already mobilizing supporters nationwide to form a movement for change rather than a traditional political party. They have dragged us into politics, he said about the former government of selfish and corrupt politician with its politics. They want, that's what they'll get. We'll be running for the next election because we are not going to back down now. Iran 36 rose to prominence as the face of grassroots uprising led largely by Nepal's Gen Z. The demonstration The demonstration erupted after the government blocked social media platforms including Facebook, X, and YouTube, saying the companies had failed to register and submit to government oversight. But the protest soon spiraled into broader discontent, fueled by anger over alleged corruption, state violence, and impunity. Dozens of young demonstrators were killed and thousands more were injured. Gorang believes his movement is ready to govern with volunteers, forming legal and communications communities, and gathering policy demand from across the country through platforms such as Discord, which was used to mobilize during the protest, and Instagram. Said his team is working to ensure that every voice of the Nepalese people is here. Hi Miranda, hello, how are you? The movement has played run on a board that's in Nepal's tourism sector, strengthening relations with neighbors India and China without external interference. We need to respect them. They need to respect us. Gurung said, he said he does not want to see the all political guard contesting the most vote and urge interim Prime Minister Shashida Kharki to speed up investigation into graft and killings of protesters. Will be sure that the investigation is done properly on time so that they won't participate in the election, Goran said. When asked whether he wants to become PM himself, Goran said, I won't say I'm the right person right now, but if the people choose me, I'm definitely going to run. He also spoke of an attempt to silence him. Despite the intimidation, he struck a different tone. I'm not scared, just kidding me on do anything Gun said. I need to save my nation because it's a now or never. It's a now or never. So this is a good write-up so far as I can think. So United Nations sanctions are reimposed on Iran. So this is one of the pivotal news in this newspaper. Another title is Israel trying to blow up Middle East, and we have also seen another news from Nepal. They have dragged us into politics. Nepal protest leaders say will run in upcoming polls. Then another international news we have read is Ukraine to get Patriot system from Israel. Then now I'll read another important news here. NATO airspace violation. Russia. Russia FM warns of decisive response to any aggression. Now here is watching three people. Could you please say hello from what is your name? Mention me in the comment box, in the chat box. So Russia's top diplomat yesterday warned of a decisive response to any aggression after US President Donald Trump backed calls to shoot down Russia planes that violate NATO airspace. Russia is being accused of almost planning to attack the North Atlantic Alliance, and the European Union countries' Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told the United Nations General Assembly, Russia has never had and doesn't have any such intentions. However, any aggression against my country will be met with a decisive response, he said. Several NATO countries say Russian fighter jets and drones have violated their airspace in Europe over recent weeks, accusing Moscow of testing the alliance. Asked on Twitter whether he thought NATO states should shoot down any Russian planes that violate its airspace, Trump said, Yes, I do. Lavrov points out of his way still to praise Trump, who, despite his public musings on Putin, has yet to impose loose, threaten new economic sanctions on Russia. In the approach of the current US administration, we see a desire not only to contribute to ways to realistically resolve the Ukrainian crisis, but also a desire to develop pragmatic cooperation without adopting an ideological stance, Lavrov said. So this is international news I have read here. So there are another news surrounding this international area. So yesterday we have seen that India on the Asia Cup final, and there was a chaos between India and Pakistan cricket team in the ground. And now I'll read about the chaos that was occurred in the last match between India and Pakistan. So the headline is now chaos in the air, rivalry on the line. Rivalry, chaos in the air, chaos in the air, rivalry on the line. There's a widely accepted notion in cricket that Pakistan thrive only when chaos around them. Stability rarely serve them well. Turbulence seems to be their fuel. The Asia Cup in UAE has been no different. After being thrashed by India in both the group stage and Super 4 with their qualification for the final hanging by a thread, Pakistan found themselves concerned by criticized and controversy. And as so often they have found a way to turn that storm into momentum. The Asia Cup Council ACC long cherished dream has finally been realized. An India-Pakistan final, the 16 previous editions of the Asia Cup, the match-up had never happened until now, with commercial and sporting stakes sky high. On paper, skill and from suggest India called the tune, Pakistan wait for fortune's turn of the wheel. The battle within the battle is tantalizing. Abhishek Sharma, India's informed opener, has found the 309 runs in the sixth match at a blistering strike rate of over 200, almost solid to walk away with the player of the tournament award. The rising star now faces star pacer Shansha Afridi, who has shaken up his early struggle and is starting to look dangerous again. Abhishek Sharma out fast ball, then the match is ours. A group of Pakistan fans said while celebrating after securing a place in the final. So far though, Abhishek has dispatched shines and the innings first ball for boundary and a six. Shine will try to knock you over. Abhishek on hold back, said India bowling coach Moni Morgan. That duel alone keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Shine will try to knock you over. Abhishek on hold back. said India bowling coach Mani Markel that duel Alan Phipps fan on the edge of their seat. India's main concern is Hardik Pandya, who waked up with a muscle strain while bowling against Sri Lanka. The management has kept his fitness status quo, otherwise the Gautam Gambhir Pearl side looks settled. Umrah has rediscovered rhythm. Spinner are dictating the middle overs, and contribution have trickled in from batters Shubman Gill and Tilak Verma, even if Sanju Samsung's role remains unclear. Pakistan meanwhile see opportunity for that once defeated half and lead. Head coach Mike Hudson admitted the two defeats to India hard, but instead the only match that counts is the one at the end. So people, who are you watching me now? Japan to cancel as nation Australia hits roadback block. The Bangladesh women's football team proposed to of Japan in November intended as preparation for next year's Asia Cup in Australia has been cancelled due to the host's inability to accommodate the team during the specific window. In the late August, Bangladesh Football Federation BFF Women's Wing Chairman Mahfuza Akhtar Khiron unveiled a comprehensive plan for the team's preparation under the banner Mission Australia with a 3-week intensive training camp in Japan from October 30 as a key highlight. The team's local camp was also scheduled to begin middle September, postponed by 2 weeks from the original plan. However, a press briefing at the BFF house on Saturday, Karen, who is also an AFC member, announced the cancellation of the Japan tour. The dates conflicted with the proposed Tri-Nation tournament in Dhaka during the November FIFA window. We are unable to tour Japan, which was initially planned from October 30 to November 20 as it clashes with the FIFA window. Japan offered a new window from November 20 to 30, but we will be hosting a Tri-Nation tournament in Dhaka at the time, Kiran has explained. So this is all about today's news. So how you enjoy my live? Let me know and do subscribe my channel with hitting the like button in the live, and please let me know how you enjoy this live. And so today, tonight, this is the very last time I'm talking to you, and now I think I should say goodbye. It's almost 1:40 p.m. in Dhaka. So thank you for providing me your very uh, valuable time to me. I'm very pleased to you, and I want to thank to you, and stay tuned, be healthy, and be conscious in your life. Stay long life. Thanks again. Thanks.